Are you a developer, coder, or engineer? Are you looking for the right time to quit your job? You're not sure what is required for you to quit the job, how to do it, when's the right time? Well, in this video, we're going to cover exactly that. I'm going to tell you when to quit the job, what you need, and what the steps are for you to quit the job so that you can get a freelancing career, freedom, and then eventually also a business. So why should you believe anything that I say? Well, I used to be an employee and then I became a freelancer, and now I run a business and I've coached over 200 people to do the same. So we have quite a lot of data on this. Here's a roll of some of my students, and here's a link to the page with hundreds of case studies. So click the subscribe button and the bell notification icon to get future updates on how to quit your job and become a freelancer or business owner as a developer. So first of all, let's talk about experience. How much experience is enough for you to be able to say, I'm good enough to be a freelancer and I can build a business? Well, honestly, you don't need too much experience because the level of freelancers isn't that much higher than the level of employees. What is required is to add a few skills on top of your technical skills and relearn a few other technical skills that are related to what is currently in demand on the marketplaces that you will be using for your business and for your freelancing. You want to go on freelancing platforms like Upwork.com and Fiverr, and you want to check what is currently in demand by typing in keywords related to what you currently know. For example, if you're a web developer, type in all the most common web development platforms like CMS solutions, for example, WordPress, Shopify, and so on. There's a list you can find on the internet, and Squarespace even. I know it's not very glamorous and not very custom, and some people even call it not real development work. However, that is what's currently in demand, stuff like that, right? There's also very custom stuff in demand, like creating a whole SaaS platform or custom web applications. However, if you're just starting out, maybe you want to stay away from that because the complexity is very severe, okay? It's a very deep and broad subject where you have to be excellent at closing deals with clients. So what you want to do is start off with something relatively simple like WordPress development or Shopify development, or just very simple template-based mobile app development if you're in mobile apps, for example, instead of going into custom. Now, if you have a lot of experience and you're looking at this and you're saying, there's no way I'm going to do WordPress development or Shopify development or anything like that. It's ridiculous. It's way below my skill level. I totally understand. It makes sense. If you have crazy good experience, you can actually get into custom web or custom app development, and it can be viable for you. I've seen people get into it, and on week 5 or so, they already get like a $20,000, $30,000 project, but they have 10 years plus experience of dealing with clients at their job and 10 years plus experience of being a developer in general and a full stack developer at that. So they can jump in at any point in the business and fix anything, right? Now, of course, for them, it's much easier. If you're a junior developer and you don't have that much experience talking to clients and doing various projects from scratch, definitely start with something relatively simple, like a pre-existing platform like the ones that I mentioned or other ones. Now, you can go on the freelancing platforms, type in the keywords related to your skills and the platforms that are currently in demand based on that, and then figure out if there's 20 job posts per day in a 24-hour period on the freelancing platform like Upwork to make it worthwhile pursuing those leads. Because essentially, a platform like Upwork is a tool for you to generate leads. What you go do there is you create a profile and you send proposals to enough people on a daily basis so that you get 4+ sales calls on a weekly basis. Once you get to that level, you can close 1 sale per week at a 25% close rate. Once you get to that level, you can replace your job with an income as a freelancer, and then you're ready to go. What about time? How much time is required to test all this and figure out if you can already quit your job as a developer employee? Well, you need 20 to 30 hours per week to test out freelancing and running a business before you have confirmation, or you can have confirmation that it actually works. Once you've successfully closed 2 to 3 projects as a freelancer or an agency owner, then you have enough proof and you should quit your job. Because if you spend 20, 30 hours a week and you can get a few sales a month, what's going to happen when you spend full time and you spend all your focus and creativity on it? You're going to close a multiple of that, right? And then eventually you can start doing things like hiring teams and outsourcing and automating, building systems and creating a very systematized delivery process for whatever it is you're selling. Now, if you're going to do very high-end custom development forever, which is also viable, that's a different path, but that's perhaps for a different video because it has its own set of rules of how it works, and there's longer sales cycles, meaning that for clients to buy something very expensive, that's 20 to 30,000, you're going to have to wait probably for several months, and it's a multi-month sales process. That's not very attractive for beginners, I understand, and it's even like scary for some people, which I also understand. However, as a beginner, you can compensate by going for easier niches, easier industries, where you can still grow up in the industry as time goes on and get to the higher end projects. Even in WordPress, which I'm not like the biggest fan of, by the way, but it's just an easy industry to enter. Even with WordPress, you can get sales that are $3,000 to $20,000 if you talk to the right people. It's just not at the bottom of the pyramid. It's not at the bottom of where people start. It's at the very high end. You can get projects like that. So hope that makes sense. What you should do next is you should watch the videos right here, which explain how to get started on Upwork as a developer. And also I'll link some videos in the description of what to learn in terms of platforms, skills, and we even have a coding video that trains you in Python, so you can check that out as well in the description. So if you're interested in that and in also future videos, do click that subscribe button and the bell notification icon, and I'll see you in the video right here and in the description in those videos to further continue your training.